punch combination. Oh, okay, so you missed that little part there. See, I'm a one part of a two-piece combination with Andrea Fowler, right? So I'm gonna take up the first piece of the training tonight. And I am going to hold on, let me get my situation pulled up here. Okay, boom, shakalaka. Okay, all right. Hold on. I got y'all. I got you. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a whole screen. I'm gonna do a whole. Hold on. Let me change this. Okay. All right, but I gotta share my screen first. All right, let me share my screen. I got y'all. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. Come on, give it to me. Okay. And everybody see what I'm working with right here. Y'all can see that? Okay, cool. Nick, I be knowing what you're going through, brother. Now I can see. Gotta be a DJ on these ones and twos around this goddamn thing. But anyway, man, I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all, to be able to talk to you all about the art of prospecting. Okay. In the background, you can see that the scene is set, you know, got a little fire right there. It's some subliminals there, y'all. That means it's warm on the inside, right? So fight to stay in the inside because it really is cold out there. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, so that's not working. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, let me put this up here out of the way. Okay. All right, y'all. So, in keeping with the art of prospecting, right? What is prospecting? I'm glad that you asked, right? So prospecting is basically gathering pertinent information relevant, right, to your business. So when you're out talking to people, and it don't have to be people that you don't know, it can just be anybody, right? You should always be in the mindset of prospecting. You should always be gathering pertinent, right, information that's relative or relevant to your business, right? In order to be able to make a decision, okay? The decision, well, hey, do I want you to be a client? Do I want you to be a recruit, right? Also, we prospect because you're looking for something valuable, okay? What are you saying that's hitting my ears? And I'm like, oh yeah, we need to holler. I need to holler at you, right? But the things that are valuable are those possible prospective recruits or clients, but preferably both. I mean, if you can get one or the other, God bless you, but having both, oh, you in a magical spot right there, right? So you should always be in the mindset of prospecting or gathering, information. And so why do we prospect, right? Well, we're prospecting in order to initiate and develop new business. Now, why would I be initiating anything? Well, I'm initiating this conversation about what I do based on the information that I've gathered from you, right? Because you gotta be worthy of what I'm doing, and to be able to develop that new business. You always need new business in this business, in every business, right? But you also prospect to be able to create revenue generating clients and or recruits. Okay, so let me give you an example. So I got a client that I've had since 2011, right? And this client has brought us or regenerated new business for us, right? So we've taken care of her and her kids, all right? During that period of time, she's had 2 children that we did conversions for the child rider, right? So that was new business. That was 2. She also got married since 2011 in that 10-year period, right? So added her spouse onto her policy. That's generated new business, right? Referred me to a mom, to her sister. So, but how does that happen? That happens when you're treating your clients right. That's a whole different topic, but I'm just saying, if you want, if you want business to be generating from these clients and from these recruits, you need to make sure you're treating them right on both ends of the spectrum, okay? Now, stop prospecting and your business will die, okay? It's just simple and plain. It's no getting around that, right? Now, someone may be saying, hey, well, I thought if you stop recruiting, your business will die. Well, yeah, you're right about that. That is true. But before you stop recruiting, you had to have stopped prospecting long before that. You always got to be in a mindset of prospecting. Oh, yes, your business will suffer. Okay. Now, who do we prospect? Right? I hope y'all taking notes, man. This is some good stuff I'm dropping on y'all today, right? We prospect everyone who passes the eye test. Everyone who passes the eye test. The eye test, huh? Well, what is the eye test, Raquel? See, I see you looking at me. You like, man, what is the eye test, right? Well, what does your eye test consist of? Are you looking for a certain age when you're talking to people? Man, you know, you too old. You know, I don't know if I want to get down with you, right? You too young, right? Or maybe you're looking for someone middle-aged. I don't know what you're looking for. Are you looking for a certain attire when you're talking to people, right? Do you want somebody that got the boardroom suits on? Are you looking for somebody that's business casual, right? Are you cool with talking to someone that has t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops on, right? Are you looking for a certain race? Are you saying, man, I'm just gonna stay within my lane. I'm gonna stay within my race because I'm comfortable with that, right? Or are you open to breaking those barriers? Because people in other cultures, right, other ethnicities, they need what we do also, right? Are you looking for a certain gender, male, female, right? It all depends on you and what you're looking for, right? But what I will urge you on is try not to become too stringent in your eye test, right? Because it can lead to overthinking and indecision. I mean, have you ever been out somewhere like prospecting, right? And then you just like, man, okay, this person right here, they may not be the person I'm looking for. Or look at what they got on. Okay, their shirt is wrinkled. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't iron your shirt before you. Yeah, they're not interested in business. Nah. Man, did you put some lotion on your feet today, man? I don't really know. You know, don't be too stringent because the thing is you never know who is looking for an opportunity, right? But how do you find those things out? You do that by prospecting and gathering information, right? So what is a qualified prospect? Okay. Well, in Primerica, it's between the ages of 25 to 55 in our business, right? I mean, 25 is a good enough age where, hey, you've seen enough things to where you should be like, you know what? Hey, I mean, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at that time too. So you're like, man, I want to take over the world, right? But you should be pretty much getting into a career path by 25, right? You know, in 55, hey, it can be older, but we just say 55 because, you know, people experience health challenges and we are in the life insurance business, right? And remember, we do hunt deer meat, sidebar, all right? But also employed full time, all right? What else? A child or children under the age of 18, right? So under the age of 18 now, but y'all get that later, okay? Married, with kids or without, right? Or a combination of both, right? This is what makes a qualified prospect in our business, in Primerica, right? But I will say that the biggest challenge is finding the next qualified prospect. Let me say that again. The biggest challenge is finding the next qualified prospect, right? So, I mean, when you think about Chick-fil-A, right? So Chick-fil-A, you know, are they having a problem finding their next qualified prospect? Or I would say no, right? Because how do they know that they're in front of a qualified prospect? Well, everybody that's going down the highway and byway, if they're not pulling into Chick-fil-A, into their parking lot and into the curbside, then they're like, okay, well, hey, you're not coming to do business with us today. But if I'm pulling up, Andrea, they're like, yeah, you're a qualified prospect, right? You want some chicken, you want some ice cream, you may want chicken and ice cream. You know what I'm saying? You qualified, right? But the thing that really just gets me about Chick-fil-A is I've never heard anybody slip up and say, you're welcome. They all say my pleasure, man. Every one of them, all of them. And I'm like, it's natural to say you're welcome, but they just so indoctrinated. I mean, they just so impressive. Anyway, that was a sidebar, right? But also when you look at a car dealership, right? And they're looking for a qualified prospect because remember, it's the challenge is finding the next qualified prospect, right? So when they see somebody pulling up in a dealership, I mean, do they know that it's a qualified prospect? No. All they saying is, hey, I'm looking at your car. Okay, this is your car. Looking at your car, are you in the market for buying a new vehicle? They probably be like, yep. They look like they want to buy a new vehicle, right? But is that enough to know? No, it's not. They need to know, they need to gather some information from you, right? Like they need to know, hey, what do you do for a living? How much can you put down on this vehicle? What is your credit looking like? These are the things that we need to know, right? And what we found is that, at the car dealership, the longer that they can keep you inside and seated, the greater their chances of making a sale. Y'all don't hear me. They don't want to talk to you outside, E-Money. They don't want to talk to you outside. Let's go inside. Let's have a seat, right? So we can gather this information and do what we need to do, right? But Primerica, right? What solves the challenge of finding the next qualified prospect is recruiting. Recruiting does that. Recruiting solves everything in your business, right? It keeps me from having to go out here and try to find someone, right? Because Raquel, she knows people. So if Raquel comes in the business and Raquel provides a name list, Raquel already has credibility with the people on her list. So if she knows who we're looking for in this business, she can provide those names and numbers. We can call them and get appointments scheduled because they're scheduling appointments with Raquel, not with me, right? So it's the easiest way, right, to find the next qualified prospect. Now, qualified prospect versus qualifying a prospect. Ooh, boy, this is getting good today, y'all. Ain't nobody taking no notes. What's wrong with y'all, right? Qualified prospect. Okay, there we go. I see you. Qualified prospect versus qualifying a prospect, right? So a qualified prospect is a potential client who resembles your ideal customer profile, right? And what did we say the ideal customer profile was? 25 to 55, working full time, married with kids, married without, or a combination, right? So that it says potential client. But you see this opposing arrow right there? It says, but hasn't expressed interest in your products or services yet. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's a qualified prospect, man. Like you have these things, but I haven't yet spoken to you about what I do yet. But you qualified, I found that out, right? So let's look at qualifying a prospect. So by qualifying a prospect, you're determining whether someone who is a good fit as a client or recruit or not. Determining whether someone, that's a typo right there, y'all. Determining whether someone is a good fit, right, as a client or recruit or not. And how am I determining that? By asking questions to see where your mindset is, right? If yes, if I'm talking to them and the answer is yes, I've determined, yes, this person is a good fit, right? Then Kathy, they are worthy of your time and effort to turn them into a happy client or recruit. Time is money, Nick, right? Time is money. Like, I need to know if you're worth my time. But how do I find that out? By asking questions, right? By gathering information. Now, this one's gonna be a good one right here, y'all. I want y'all to feel this one. If not, though, if you determine that they're not a good fit, it is your right and your responsibility to decline. Y'all hear me, man? Let me say that one more time. If not, it is your right. It's your right. You have the discretion as a business owner to refuse a person's services, right? Or business, right? And it is your responsibility to decline, because we want good business around here, y'all. We do. We want people with the right mindset, okay? And so let me give you an example of a person that I had to decline, right? This was a referral that was given to me, right? And of course, I don't know anything. I just know that this person was an ideal, had an ideal customer profile, right? So talking to him, scheduled the appointment. This person was married and they had kids. Scheduled the appointment and they pushed it out a week. I'm talking about the initial appointment. So I'm like, okay, that's a mini red flag, not too big, right? And then getting closer to the appointment, going to confirm, then they pushed it out again. So now the flag got bigger. I'm like, okay. So when you, I'm gonna do it on your terms the first time. If you reschedule, it's gonna be on my terms, right? So I said, I'm available on this day and this day. So they agreed to it. Then we get to that day, y'all. They like, man, can we push it out to next month because X, Y, and Z happened? I said, okay, listen, prospective client, right? With all due respect, I'm going to have to decline, right? And I said for X, Y, and Z reasons, and I hope that you can respect that. 100 with the praying hands, Nick. You know what I'm saying? With the praying hands. And you know what he said? He was like, you know what? I can respect that. And he was like, 100 with the praying hands. I'm like, I'm not gonna chase a chargeback, Raquel. I'm not gonna chase a chargeback. Like, you've shown me that you are not fit as a good client for me. You've shown that. So I gotta listen, I gotta gather information, I gotta see what you're doing and how you move, and I gotta make the decision. And it was a decline. And it's okay because it's your right and your responsibility, right? So a qualified prospect versus qualifying a prospect. All right, it's good stuff, y'all. Telling y'all. All right. Now I got to ask you, where is your mindset? Where is your mindset, right? Because mindset is everything when you're prospecting. Mindset is everything. What are you thinking about when you're about to go prospect? And don't think that, because most people think when we say prospecting, we automatically think cold prospecting. Why is that? No, prospecting is with anybody that you talk, everybody that you're talking to. But we just like, man, ooh, prospecting. I gotta hit the Galleria, y'all, and take some nose on the chin. Oh, no. But when you are prospecting, wherever it is, and whoever you're talking to, where is your mindset, right? If you aren't in the right frame of mind, you will not prospect. It won't happen. It just won't, right? For whatever the reasons may be. Man, I got a lot going on at home. Man, I got a lot of self-doubt going on, right? I'm not competent in what I'm saying. You know, I don't know what I should be saying out there. What are they going to ask me? And, you know, we just got a lot of fear about the unknown. Like, a lot of these things won't even transpire. You know, you just got to go out there and do it. But you got to be competent in what you're talking about, because that does breed confidence. It does. You know, knowing what you're talking about so you can go out here and confidently, you know, speak to whoever the person or people are. Okay. So where's your mindset? Making sure you're in the right frame of mind. Now, there are 4 prospecting markets. 4 prospecting markets, okay? First market, you got your warm market. Everybody who comes in this business. See, Art Williams, he said that Primerica is a warm market business, right? So everybody coming into this business, you're coming with names and numbers of people that you know and that know you, okay? But your warm market is finite, right? You don't know everybody in this world, okay? But you are coming with something. I mean, you living on planet Earth. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Second market is a new recruits warm market. Now, that's people that they know and that know them, right? That's a new recruits warm market. A new recruits warm market is a really, really nice place to be. Very, very nice. Anybody who's been in the new recruits warm market, you know what I'm talking about. You love it there. It's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Because that's how you prospect and gather information to find the next qualified prospect. Are y'all with me? Third market is the referral market. So these are names provided by happy clients or recruits, okay? Now, I know names can come other ways in the referral market, right? I understand that. I mean, you got centers of influence, you got networking events that you can, it's a lot of things that you can do to get referrals, but I'm a firm believer, right? That a person cannot provide you with a quality referral if they haven't done business with you or they haven't joined you in business. Y'all hear me out there in Zoom land? Like, those are the people that can provide a quality referral to you. Like, they have to do business with you or join you in business. If they are refusing both, how can they provide a quality referral to you? Because the person that's being referred, they're gonna say, hey, did you do business with so-and-so? Nah, it wasn't for me, but I think it's for you though. See, it just don't work that way, right? And so that's why I say success depends on the credibility of the referrer, right? Man, let me tell you something. When you get a referral and it's given to you by a person that has mad credibility, let me tell you, resistance is non-existent. It's just like a layup. It's just real easy. You know what I mean? It just happens, right? So the fourth market is the cold market. It's the cold market, right? These are strangers, y'all. These are strangers. People that don't know you from a can of paint. Boy, I tell you. It's tough out there in the cold market, y'all. It's tough. It's hard, right? Because these people, they don't know you. They have no credibility with you. You don't know them. You don't know anything about their family or none of that, right? And so trying to thrive in the cold market, it's going to be very challenging. It's going to be very, very challenging, right? Anybody who gets in the cold market, you should definitely be looking to get out that thing. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But let me give you an example of this cold market deal, right? So with Foot Locker, right? With Foot Locker, and I don't even know what time it is. Okay, 7:23. All right. So with Foot Locker, they hire employees, and guess what? Their job is to talk to people about purchasing shoes. Okay. Now people sign up for Foot Locker because they're like, man, hey, you come into this place of business, you must be looking to buy some shoes, right? But if they flipped it and said, okay, with Foot Locker, instead of you waiting for customers to come inside and talk to them about, hey, my name is Justin. Did you need any help today? Are you interested in any type of shoes? You know, can I help? All right, well, if you need anything, I'll be over here, right? See, that's when I'm on the inside. But if Foot Locker said, hey, no, with all sales associates, y'all are gonna have to beat the streets and go find people who want to buy shoes. Kathy, I don't know if I want to sign up for that. You mean I gotta go sell? I gotta go sell to the cold, right? Oh man, I don't know if I want to do that, man. They can reject me. Like, how do I know if the person wants shoes or not? Well, they got shoes on. So everybody should be in the market for shoes, right, Nick? But the thing is you got to go through the numbers out there. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do that. But if you're coming into the Foot Locker organization, it's kind of warm now. It's like, okay, well, I know you want shoes. So, hey, if you say, hey, nah, man, I'm just in here looking, that is a sense of rejection, right? But it's okay. You can stomach it a little bit better. The point that I'm making is that people aren't signing up to go cold prospecting. It takes a certain type of mindset to be able to do that, right? But in this business was founded on warm market. So if you want to put your efforts into anything, put efforts into staying in a warm market, okay? In the code, your mission is to find a person with a warm market that's willing to take you into it, okay? So if you out there in the code, your only mission is to just get back, use that person, find out if they have a market, and if they're willing to take you into it, right? And get back into a warm market. That's the name of the game. Sometimes we do got to get out there in the cold a little bit, right? But you see this fire right here? That's where it's at right there. It's warm right there on that couch right there, okay? So how do you prospect, okay? How do you prospect? All right, so you prospect with boldness. You prospect with posturing, okay? You can't be out here fiddle-faddling at the mouth trying to talk to people, y'all. Like, you have to believe what you're saying to people. Do you believe what you're saying? Because nobody else is gonna believe it if you don't. So that's where the boldness comes in, right? That's where the posturing comes in. Who do you identify as, right? Do you identify as a person that works at XYZ company and I just do that Primerica thing on the side? Because that could come off in your posturing, okay? So you gotta really be mindful of that. Like, how do you identify yourself in this business, okay? And how are you coming across to people? It better be bold and you better have that posture right, right? Focusing on the quality of the conversation when you're prospecting and connecting, moreover, just getting the number. A lot of times people out here, man, I'm gonna go out here and get 10 names. I'm about to go out here and get 20 names and numbers, y'all, right? But after you get the number, if you do, does that person remember anything about you? Did you connect with that person? You know what I mean? And I ain't talking about, I'm talking about anywhere that you're talking to people and gathering information, right? So you have to make sure that you're connecting some type of way that they remember you, okay? And don't just focus on getting numbers out here, okay? And then you got to master your script. Master your script. What are you saying to the people out here? I don't know, right? But you better master it. You better get it in your spirit so you can be able to say it to anybody, age, profession. It doesn't matter, right? I got my script in my head and I know how I'm gonna walk it down on, okay? So looking at this here, right? This is good stuff, y'all. This is good stuff, right? This is the baseline right here. This is the baseline, right? You always need to have a baseline in your prospecting script, right? Has anybody ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license or an investment license, right? I'm gonna park right there. Baseline, y'all. All right, now, let me just give you a couple examples of, some bait that you can put out there, some lines that you can drop on people out there, right? Let me just give you some examples, okay? All right. Example number one. Are you married to your job or are you open to other opportunities? You see that, y'all? That's just an easy line, E-Money, ain't it? It's just, man, I'm talking to somebody out there, wherever it may be, boom, 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 gathering information, and they give me information that's pertinent and valuable. And I'm like, okay, I need to shoot my shot, right? So I say, hey, are you married to your job or are you open to other opportunities? Okay, so that's example number one, right? Example number two. Do you keep your income options open, or are you set financially? Are these thought-provoking questions? I mean, come on, like you're looking at this like, man, if a person tells me, man, they set financially, I'm like, okay, so what is it that you do? Maybe I need to get that. Because I don't know nobody out here. I don't know too many people out here who just set financially like that in the job world, right? All right, let me give y'all a third example, okay? After you gather some information, you know, and you find out what they do for a living and all that good stuff, how long have you been doing this, right? Well, what did you do before that, okay? Now, if something came across to you and it made sense financially, would you be open to hearing more about it? I mean, if somebody tell you no, Erica, they are dud. And you need to move around. See, people just be getting caught up, man, they rejecting me. No, they're not. They're rejecting opportunity. And they right where they need to be, right? And so these are some line droppers right here. Example 1, 2, and 3, right? But y'all see this baseline over here, right? What does this baseline have to do with examples 1, 2, and 3? Everything, just everything, right? So let's just say that you use an example 1, because I don't know what your script is, okay? I'm just putting some stuff out there. You may want to use some of these, I don't know, right? But if it's example 1, you're like, hey, are you married to the job, or are you open to other opportunities? Well, no, I'm not married to my job. Yeah, I'm open to opportunities. Well, oh man, I don't know what I say next. What you say is this baseline. Well, has anybody ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license or investment license? They go hand in hand. Okay, let's look at example 2. Well, do you keep your income options open, or are you set financially? Man, I'm definitely not set financially, but I would like to be. You know, what is it that you're talking about that can have me set up financially? You know what I'm gonna say, Kathy? Has anybody ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license or an investment license? It goes, that's the baseline. That's what I'm always gonna say. I don't have to think about what I'm gonna say next. It's always there. Well, how long have you been doing this? What did you do before? If something came across to you and it made sense financially, would you be open to hearing more about it? Yes, I would. Okay, well, awesome. Has anybody ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license or an investment license? Did you know that having those 2 licenses will allow a person to get paid like a medical doctor, but you don't have to go to medical school, right? Let's schedule a brief Zoom video conference so I can display the power of having those 2 licenses and why you need to have them in your back pocket. How does that sound? And that's how you schedule the appointment. Okay? But everything leading up into this, make sure you're connecting, y'all. Make sure you're connecting with them, right? How to overcome the fear of prospecting. We're about to land this plane, y'all. How to overcome the fear of prospecting, right? Borrow the credibility of your trainer or your vice president who runs the office, okay? It's power in using third-party referrals, right? Because you have your own credibility. They say, hey, I know you as this person, you wear this hat, right? But I can say, hey, I want you to meet my trainer, or hey, I want you to meet my vice president, right? Let me see if I can get you on their schedule. You really want to meet them, right? This can help you overcome the fear. If you feel like, hey, I don't feel like I have it yet, right? But you will, okay? And you don't have to know everything, y'all. Just be professional with everything. You don't have to know it all. It's no need for knowing that. I mean, for having that type of mindset. None of us on here know everything. We're all learning on a day-to-day basis, right? Just be professional. And of course, there are so many people out there who are seeking positive relationships and connections of people that care, which would be us, and someone that they can trust. There's so many people. I mean, I've met a good amount of people, you know, that have done business with us, that have joined us. Man, I didn't even know who to talk to or who to trust. We've been talking about this on the pillow every night for X amount of years or time or what have you. Man, I'm glad that you came and talked to us, right? Because when people don't know what to do, they usually do nothing at all, right? but they desire to be a part of something big and special. That's what we have here. So you can step out just knowing that, man, people are looking to be a part of something special. We got something special. And I can refer, or I can use the credibility of my trainer or my vice president, right? To still get the same result. Okay. Now, those things, positive relationships and connections and caring about people, building trust and credibility, that ranks higher than knowing everything. And I tell you, man, a lot of these questions that you think people are going to ask you out there, man, what if they ask me this? They probably won't even ask you that, man. You just getting yourself worked up for something that's not going to happen, right? Just follow your script and you'll be all right. Trust me. Always remember, okay? In closing, always remember. Prospecting can open a million doors, y'all. It really can. And as you go about your daily life and meet quality people, add them to your business, okay? Drive those legs deep while creating credibility with your people and your clients, and you'll be in a warm market forever. You'll be right there on that couch, sit right next to that little chimney right there forever. All right, so that's my time, y'all. Sharing with you the art of prospecting. What I want to do is give it up for the head, the duo, one part of the duo. Let me get that right, Kathy. Secret weapon. Y'all give it up for the amazing Andrea Fowler. She's going to talk to you all about scheduling appointments. Let's go, Andrea.
Man, first of all, come off mute, everybody, and give Justin Hall, Justin Super J Hall of Fame, a round of applause. Y'all come off mute.
Wow, Justin.
Great stuff. I'm telling you, man, great job, Super J. And you know what? I love that. I love that you were able to share with us about prospecting. We went out earlier today and did some prospecting, and every single thing that you said on that slide set was everything that we did. So Regional Vice President Benicia Walker and I, we went out today and just walking around the mall, talking to folks, and literally everything that he said on there was important. You know, the eye test in prospecting, you know, listen, there were some people at the mall today that had on the fuzzy slippers, y'all. There were some people out there today that had on the pajamas or the bedclothes out in public. Do you think that I went up to them and talked to them about an opportunity? I did not. No, I did not. You know, there are also people that when you smile at them, hey, how you doing? And they frown and look like they ate a sour lemon. Those are also not the people that I go up to and talk to, because if they look like that to me, I'm thinking, do I want them to represent my business? But the one thing that he said that was so important to me was, are you married to your job or are you open to other opportunities? Even if you don't remember anything else, even if you just walk up to someone and say, hey, do you keep your options open for additional income? You know, either the answer is yes or it's no, especially when you're recruiting, when you're prospecting for recruits. So thank you so much, Justin. That was really good. And we didn't talk about our slides, but he talked about the mindset. We're going to cover that in my part because the mindset is key. You know, we're not scheduling appointments. We're not prospecting to people. We're not talking to folks. There's a reason. It's not because there's not scripts out here. It's not because there's not information out here. It's solely because there's something in our minds that maybe is triggering us, maybe a fear. I don't know. But we're going to talk about that today. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And again, as I get started, I am one part of a two-part dynamic duo, just as Justin said. My sister, Kathy Fowler, and I were regional vice presidents. My sister is located in the Tacoma, Washington area. I'm located here in Houston, which is just letting you know that you can build this business with whoever you want. Family, loved ones, husband, spouse, boo thing, whatever it is, you want to build your business with somebody that has your back. And so I get the opportunity to speak to you today on her behalf. We call her C Money in the office. And so I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to talk about scheduling appointments. And if you don't have any paper, just as Justin said, go grab you a piece of paper, go get a back of a napkin, go grab something, because we're going to play a quick game. So if you don't have any paper, hurry up. I want you to write down something, or if you got your phone, maybe you can get to an open jot screen, because I want you to write down a few things. So if you don't have any paper, go grab some and go get some. And I'm going to shout out a couple people. Hello, Sadaka. I see you on here. I see you, Miss Ross. Roslyn. Hi, Amy, Money. I see you. I see you. I see you, Kimberly Lewis. I see you, Raquel Garza. You know, some of y'all other, Shadrika Jackson is on here. What? Jackie Mayfield. Listen, Mia, we've been hearing your name. And Lee. Hello, Lee. And of course, I got to shout out my secret weapon crew. I see Malika on here and I also see Jabot. All right, so y'all get some paper in hand. We're going to play a game. And the game we're going to play is, how many of these items do you have? How many of these items do you need? How many of these items do you have? And how many of these items do you need? Because it's going to tie into us scheduling appointments. All right, so you have your paper and I'm going to click the screen and go. So this is the big wheel, big deals, what we call it. This is all of the products and services that Primerica offers. So when you sit down with a family, you're able to offer all of these products and services to our clients. And so the question on the screen that I want you to write down on your paper is, how many of these things do you actually need, right? Do you have life insurance? Do you need more, right? How about the mortgage arena? Do you need a home loan, maybe first time, or maybe you're trying to do some kind of refi? I don't know. You know, are you of the age where you need to take a look at our Easy Medicare program, right? Or do you need car insurance quote? Or do you need Vivint, you know, to secure your home, right? Do you need a will or an estate plan with our Primerica Legal Shield program, right? Or do you need your, I don't know, some ID theft defense? You know, there are a lot of hackers out here and a lot of bad guys taking social security numbers and everything like that. How about this? Do you have an emergency fund, right? Do you have some mutual funds? You know, are you set up for your retirement, whether it's a mutual fund, whether it's some annuities, whether it's a variable annuity, index, whatever kind of annuities, or are you a small business owner, right? And you need to set up a 401k plan for your employees. Either way, I want you to take a look at this screen and I want you to write down the things that you need to talk about. Man, I don't have a will, Andrea, write it down. Man, I don't have an emergency fund. I don't even know what that is. Write it down. You know, most experts agree that we need 3 months, 6 months set aside of our bills, whether it's our bills, whether it's our income, doesn't matter. We need it set aside, but most Americans don't have it, right? So I want you to take a look at this. Is your retirement set up, right? You cannot count on the job. Most of these jobs, these 401ks, it's just not enough money. And so we're realizing when we sit down with families that we've got to set up some sort of annuity on the side. And so take a look at these things. What items do you need? What things do you need to know more about? But more importantly, I want you to think about this. How many people that you know are in search of the same things? You know, because if we are a river of information, right? Because we can at least point them in the right direction. I'm not saying that you need to 100% know about everything on the screen, but you need to be at least knowledgeable enough, or at least able to set the appointment so you can get your field trainer on there with you, or so you can find out the information. But it all starts with, man, if you're offering products and services that you know that you need, then I guarantee that there's some people in your phone book, around you, at work. There's some people at your church that need some of the products and services that we offer as well. And so that's what I wanted you to think about. Do I have my financial house in order? Nick talked about it last week, getting your own F&A done, your own wealth builder done. But if you haven't done that, you need to take a look and go, man, how many of these things do I need in my own life? Because that's going to also help you figure out whether you want to share this information with others, right? Because listen, it all starts with belief. When we talk about setting appointments, it all starts with belief. You've seen this before. You know, you got to believe that someone right now is praying, they're waiting, they're suffering in silence, waiting on you to call, because they've been thinking, man, how do I get out of debt? They've been thinking, man, how do I send little Johnny to college? I don't even know, right? They're thinking to themselves, like, I need to get a will. You know, I just had my first client that passed away. I did my very first a death claim. You know, that mother and that father, man, think about it. If we had never sat down, they would not have the coverage that they need. So there are people that are waiting for you to call, but you have to think like that. You have to believe that every time you pick up the phone to schedule an appointment, there's somebody on the other side going, yes, I'm glad you called. It has to start with belief. Also, you have to believe that the overflow is already inside of what you possess. You got a phone, right? You got a laptop, you got a computer, even if you got a pen and paper to write stuff down, it doesn't matter. Believe that as you start going, that God is going to give the increase because of your faith. You're going to be able to do more abundantly just because you're putting your belief out there, your faith out there. You also have to believe that God has put people in your phone, people on your social media, people at the job, people on your way to Target, people at the kids' basketball game. You have to believe that God has put people in your place for this time. That as you start making the phone calls and as you start agitating the gravel and scheduling these appointments, that these people are going to be there, that they're handpicked just for you, that the people that you're looking for are also looking for you. And guess what? You have to believe that your breakthrough is in the phone. If you're going to be scheduling appointments, whether by text or phone call, you have to believe that the breakthrough that you need for your business, Erica already talked to you about it earlier, right? You have to believe, you have to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to go ahead and step out on faith and do the things that I know that I can do. Also, you have to believe that your next team is in your phone. Yeah, it might just be me, five me, me, five me. Well, guess what? It can all start with a spark, with just a step in the right direction. And you can get a whole new team, excited, coming to training, taking notes, just taking names, all that stuff, right? But you got to believe it. You also believe that your future RVP is in your phone. Hey, Nick and Rahima Bracey have put out 3 regional vice presidents. Well, 4 regional vice presidents. When is it your turn? When are you going to decide that, you know what, I want to become a regional vice president too. I want to leave my job. You know, I want to have my own future in my hands and not depend upon the job and their decisions on my life. And you got to believe that there's a Primerica giant on the phone calls that you're going to make. You know, there are so many people that get the microphone, so many people that take the stage. You don't know, it might be somebody that you know. Or more importantly, you might make that phone call that might catapult you to be the Primerica giant. And also, you got to believe that you have a whole hierarchy. If you're shooting for RVP, you got to be thinking, man, what if I get to senior vice president? What if I get to national sales director? What if I get to senior national sales director? But you got to believe it. And you got to also believe that it starts in your phone. It starts right now, and it starts with your belief, your mindset, just as Justin talked about. Your mindset is so key, so important, okay? And so we're going to touch briefly on the types of appointments that are out there. So there's several types of appointments, but I just grabbed a couple of them, right? We've got the cold prospecting. Man, Justin just did a great job on that. Check the eye test. Who do you want to walk up to? Who do you want to talk to about your business? You know, that's cold. And it's cold out there in the cold, right? Then you also have social media. You know, maybe you're sending messages online, hey, so-and-so, I don't go into cold, ice cold people. It's usually somebody I haven't seen in a while. I'll say, hey man, I got something I want to run by you. Here's my number. What's yours? Right? Or, hey man, I got something I want to talk to you about. Man, it's so good to see you again, man. I got something I need to run by you. Here's my information. What's yours? Right? And all you want to do is just share with them that what you're doing. Hey, you might be interested, you might not, but I need to get my name out there. And I wanted to sit down with you, at least on a Zoom, and kind of share with you what I'm doing. That's it, right? That's it. Same script, same information. Either they give you their information or they don't, right? Number 2 is our character reference. Hey, I just started a new career and I'm excited about it. And I wanted to put your name down. They asked me to put some character reference names out, some people that speak well on my behalf. I'm paraphrasing the script, and you go, yes. Right? And as soon as that person says yes, or as soon as that script goes out, or as soon as that text goes out, or as soon as that phone call is made, the field trainer gets on the line and they set up the appointments. But it all starts with a new recruit, and it all starts with the character reference script, right? And then the third one, warm market. Justin talked about that. There are people that you haven't talked to everybody that you know about what you do. I guarantee you that. You have not talked to every single person about what it is that you do. And so take out a fresh sheet of paper. Maybe you need to make a new warm market list, right? Because guess what? The next one, number 4, is center of influence. That's COI, center of influence, right? These are people that you know. These are going to be the football coaches, the cheer coaches. These are going to be the youth pastors. These are going to be the folks that are running the Boys and Girls Club, whatever, right? They are in front of people. They can get in front of people. This might be a grandma of a whole lot of grandkids, a whole lot of kids, right? These are the center of influence. Hey, I'd like to sit down with you and share with you what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get my name out there, right? Whatever the script is that you use, all of us RVPs have scripts. So you want to grab the right one, especially for the center of influence. And then last, we're going to go over this one actually. Lastly is the beneficiary and the emergency contact appointment. As soon as you write a life insurance policy, they're going to give you their primary beneficiary and their contingent beneficiary. You're going to ask them for people over the age of 18, right, that are responsible. Why? Because the life insurance is going to be paid out to someone and they have to be fiduciary responsible for this money. Right. And so you want to make sure that you have beneficiary names. You want to make sure you have emergency contact names. Hey, if I need to get in contact with someone, I need to get in contact with you. Who are your emergency contacts? Right. You're going to get their name and get their phone number and you're going to give them a call. But either way, it all starts with a text message or a phone call. That's how setting an appointment starts. It starts with a text message or a phone call. Even if you met them out cold, you're going to then come back, right? If you didn't set the appointment, you're going to then come back and either confirm the appointment or you're going to start calling the people's names and the phone numbers that you got. Even if you have a booth and people come to your booth, right? And they come to talk to you, if you're in a position where you're able to do that, you're going to come back and you're going to have to schedule the appointment. Whatever script you use, whatever appointment that you're calling to set and schedule, you want to make sure that you have certain things in front of you, right? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a couple things. Listen, no matter what it is, you're always going to have two things. We're going to talk about one right now. The first one is the script. Have your script in front of you. Senior Vice President Nick Bracey always sets appointments with the script in his hand. I have my scripts printed out. They're all tattered and worn and got highlighter on them and probably, ketchup and everything on them, right? But I have my script in front of me. Why? Because I want to make sure that I follow along with what it says. Not in a robotic, and then can I take some time on Thursday? It's not like that. It's just to kind of remind me of the high points to hit, right? When I'm calling and I'm talking to somebody, have it in front of you. I can't tell you that I have every one of the scripts memorized, but I tell you one thing, I know the gist of it, right? I can be dropped into any scenario and I can verbatim kind of spit off something to set the appointment. Have the script in front of you. It's not a bad thing. It's actually an amazing thing because sometimes they start to talking about the game and the cowgirls and all that stuff. Oops, for any Cowboy fans out there. But yeah, they can start talking about, did you see that game? It was terrible. The Astros, they went on and on and on. It was like a song that never ended. And finally they scored. So you got to be back on focus. All right. Yeah. That was a crazy game. Anyway, the reason why I'm calling, right? Have your script in front of you, right? And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to actually read through the emergency contact beneficiary script. If you have not seen this, today is your day. It's going to be 2 slides. We're going to go over this slide. We're going to read this information. And guess what? We're going to drill through this. Why? Because you've got to be in a position where you're practicing this. It should not be the first time you're seeing this thing when you're on the phone. It should not be the first time you're doing this live when you get a client on the phone or the beneficiary contact on the phone. All right, so who can I get 2 volunteers? Can I get 2 volunteers? I need 2 volunteers. Who wants to be a volunteer? Or I can do voluntold, Sean McLeod. I can do voluntold. I can just grab some people out there and be like, yeah, you're up. All right, Sean, you got it? All right, Sean, we got 2 slides. You can jump on in. I am Andrea, and you're going to be calling me to set up some sort of appointment because Justin Hall, my life insurance agent, gave you my number, right? And so you're calling me because, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. You know what I mean? You're calling me to set up an appointment with me because guess what? Justin Hall gave you my information. All right, you ready? All right, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Is this a referral one or is this the emergency contact one?
Emergency contact.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Hey, Andrea, this is Sean McLeod. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Listen, I'm a life insurance agent. Did Justin give you a heads up that I was going to give you a buzz?
He did, as a matter of fact, he did.
Okay, great. Well, I had the opportunity to explain to him that one of the biggest challenges facing the life insurance industry is there's just millions of dollars in unpaid death claims because the deceased family doesn't know that they had a policy. So the system that we have in place decreases the chance of that happening. So that's part of the reason why I'm calling. So, Justin has listed you, Andrea, as one of the emergency contacts. This way, if anything ever happened, you would be the trustworthy person who can help get this claims process started when that happens. Okay? So listen, I'd like to schedule a brief Zoom video conference meeting with you to review this emergency contact certificate. And this certificate gives you all the details that you need, the steps that you need to take if anything ever happened to Justin. So listen, are you okay with being Justin's emergency contact?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so I'd like to connect up with you either this Thursday or Saturday. Is either of those days good for you?
Saturday's good in the afternoon. I'm not a morning person, so afternoon.
Okay, Saturday. How would 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. work for you?
2 o'clock is very good.
Saturday at 2 o'clock, we are on. Look for my text message, and I'm so happy to be able to connect with you. Andrea, look forward to talking with you.
Woo! Oh, give a hand clap in the air, and I see some hands clapping.
Let's go, Sean.
Oh my God. Oh my God. If I had a Jamaican air horn, I'm like, boo, 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 boo. That was amazing, Sean. Oh my gosh, that was fire. Let me tell you, that was exactly how that should sound. It flowed easily. If she was able to say, hey, listen, Justin, put your name down, you know what, I'm calling on behalf of him. She asked the key question. She waited for my answer, right? And it was boom, it was set up. Those are some of the easiest appointments to set up. Why? Because of the simple fact that he's already got a policy. He already has put me down as something. I don't know what it is. You know, I'm thinking I might be getting $1 million. I don't know. This lady's calling me basically to tell me I've got something coming. I don't know what Justin did. But more importantly, I'm excited to be like, yeah, I'll talk to this lady, you know, because it sounds like there might be something in it for me. Right. And so that is the emergency contact script. It's a version of that is in every one of y'all's base shops, right? A version of that is somewhere around. Maybe a word or two is off, but that script is what you need to set an appointment for a Zoom meeting for a client that passed on to you their emergency contact or their beneficiary. So great job, Sean. Great job. That was amazing. And you know what? When I think about those appointments, you know, I think about, you know, some of the things that, you know, what we do, right? You know, because as we're calling people, that's an easy one, right? But some of the other scripts, you know, that we go through, they might not be that simple, right? You know, it might not just be a referral. It might actually be someone that you're warm prospecting. Could be someone that gave you their information, like Justin said earlier, it could be a referral, right? And so as you're going through these scripts, you got to have this in front of you. So great job, Sean. That was amazing. That was really good. All right. So up next, we're going to talk again about that. No matter what you do, always, 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 always have the script in front of you, just like we just read, just like Sean did. That was an amazing job. And also, you want to have in front of you common objections. There are objections when people go to schedule an appointment. All of a sudden, you're going to come get hit with some things, you know. I wish it was just that easy. Yes, 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 sure, right? But sometimes they might give you one objection. The rule of thumb is that if somebody gives you like one objection, kind of overcome it, right? If they keep throwing them at you, just bail. Just like pull up the parachute, jump out of that plane, right? Because that person's just going to they don't want to meet, and you're going to chase the appointment. They're probably not going to show. So one objection, overcome it. If they hit you with another one, just get out of there, right? Because that person's not serious. Remember, it goes back to belief. You got to believe that the people that are out there that you're looking for are also looking for you, okay? And so we're going to go over just about 2 common objections, right? Because as you're scheduling these appointments, you have to practice, drill, rehearse. You got to have, you know, an easy flow. Just as Sean flowed through that, you got to have an easy flow when it comes to common objections as well. All right, so we're going to role play again. Yeah, I'm already looking in the gallery. We're going to do at least one of these. Shadrika Jackson. All right, Shadrika Jackson. Come on out. See, I told y'all, voluntold and volunteers. Hey, Shadrika, how you doing, girl?
I'm wonderful, and you?
I'm doing good. All right, so we're just going to role play one of these real quick. The objection that I'm going to give you is going to be, oh my gosh, get ready. I'm not interested. You're calling to set up an appointment, and I say, you know, well, I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested at this time. You know, this is, you know, I know you got my number, or I know I gave you my number, whatever, but you know what? I'm just not interested at this time. All right. And so, Shadrika, this is the script, right? You'll start with listen, Andrea, and you can take it from there. I tried to blow it up a little bit more, so I apologize. I hope you can see it, right? But just give me the meat of this. Give me some of the stuff out of this that you would give me for someone that says, you know what, I'm not interested. What would you say?
Well, listen, Andrea, generally, when someone tells me why they're not interested, it means they think I'm going to try to sell them something they don't want or need. And that, I'm going to waste probably their time. But is that kind of how you're feeling right now?
Yeah, probably.
Well, believe me, I understand. I truly understand that your time is extremely valuable, as is mine. But if there was something that could really impact our lives in a positive way, would it be, would it be crazy not to at least invest maybe about 15 to 20 minutes hearing about it? I mean, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, 15 minutes, not that much. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Well, Andrea, I'm very sensitive to how busy you are, but I also know that the information we share with families is invaluable. Now, all I ask is for about 20 minutes to meet with you and share our concepts. And if after those 20 minutes, I'm not able to provide a substantial value, I'll leave it. I'll just stop right there. But Andrea, I know that you will be able to benefit from hearing the information. So what day works better for you? Would it be maybe Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday I got Bible study. Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. And would that be morning or afternoon? What is your day? When is your day more flexible?
I get off work at 5, so anything after 5 o'clock. Do you have those evening times?
Yes, I have some evening times available. But let's say maybe about 6:30, because I don't want to interrupt family or dinner time.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, 6:30 would be great.
Wonderful. Well, I look forward to speaking with you then and making great use of your time.
Man, come on and clap it up for Shaquita Jackson. Oh my God. Again, if I had the that was amazing. Oh my God. Like, can you guys call all my people? Listen, this is great. This is great. And all she did was read. She probably hasn't seen that. And if she has seen that, it's probably been like 1,000 years ago, right? But guess what? She was able to read through it. And I bet you if she did it just 2 more, 3 more times, she'd sound like it was like second nature. That was great, right? But guess what? When we're scheduling appointments and we come up to it, there are some great resources. I'm not coming up with this stuff. I guess I can say that, I'm having a great job over here. But listen, these are things that are in the Base Shop resources. There's an overcoming objections. It's a whole scheduling department. We just read over. I'm not interested. I'm too busy right now. Can you call me back later? Can you email me some information? Oh my gosh. How many of y'all have seen that? Can you email me something? Can you just send me something? No, sir, I'm not sending you something. No, let's get it going. Let's get on a Zoom, right? And they're already on a piece of paper. They're already in the Base Shop resources. If you don't have it, ask your upline. If you need it, let us know and we will get it for you, okay? And so and then also the emergency contact script. Also, I didn't make that up. It's actually on paper. It's on wax. All you need to do is go out there, get the emergency contact, get the beneficiary process, get the script out there, put it in front of you, print it out on them good folks printers at the job, right? And get it in front of you and have it so that when you call people, you have the script in front of you, you have the objections in front of you, but more importantly, you're able to schedule appointments with ease, right? And so when we're talking about scheduling appointments, as I wrap up, you got to be in a position where I have a plan, right? I have a plan. And the plan that I want you to think of when you get ready, because remember, it goes with belief, it goes with your mindset, it goes with what am I going to do? What I want you to say right now in your head, listen, I'm going to commit to setting 4 to 6 appointments this week. Commit to setting 4 to 6 appointments this week. If it's 4, great. If you had none, 4 is a miracle, right? If you have 2 or 3, push it to 6, right? But guess what? There's 7 days in a week. We got a whole weekend coming up, right? This is only Tuesday. Commit to setting 4 appointments this week. Use the script, use the objections, get it done. And I promise you, your business will take off and go to the next level. All right, so that's all I have, Nick. I want to turn it back over to you, Senior Vice President Nicholas and Rahima Bracy. I don't know who's going first, but I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
I'm in there, man. Y'all give it up. Y'all please come off mute if you don't mind, and give it up to Justin Super J Hall of Fame.
Great
Good
job.
job, everybody.
Vice
Well
President
done,
of
Tim. Great
Wow.
job, Justin. Good out. Woo-hoo.
Really
Awesome
enjoyed that.
info.